and welcome to these English for Life words and expressions. Let me type here so that of course you can get it. So then you have English for Life. Let me just put down here now. So English for Life. We are going to focus on words and expressions. All right, so I am Jerry Mill. I'm an English teacher, so I'm here to try to bring you some ideas of how you're going to improve your English in such a way you're going to speak faster, better, I'd say even much better. This is part of a project we have called Your Way to English. You are going to get some more information about this Your Way to English soon, and I think it's going to be something that you will enjoy, all right? So if you don't have right now any kind of material where you can write on, try to get pencil or maybe pen, then of course piece of paper or a notebook, copybook, and then try to take some notes. I think it's going to be very interesting, some of the things I'm going to share with you. Because one of the concerns people have when they are learning languages, and of course especially English, is the idea that there are so many things that we have to learn. Well, and of course I agree, this is true. We have so many things that we have to learn. So that's why you need to learn for life. That's why I wrote here that you need to learn English for life. You learn now, you learn tomorrow, you learn every day. You cannot stop studying, but besides studying, of course, you need to remember that you need to be practicing, learning every day. And one of the ways that you need to do that is when you learn words isolatedly or maybe in context, in expressions. And this is something that is not that difficult to be done. It cannot be easy sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But it's something that you need to have a kind of strategy. You need to have the script of how you are going to do so. And why am I saying this, that you need to learn words and expressions? Well, when you try to get something like this, for example, this is a GRE, okay? The GRE, in case you don't know, is the Graduate Record Examination. This is for people who have finished their graduation and they are going to start a master's degree. So take a look at the cards I have inside. There are so many here. And this is a way you have to learn. Just for you to understand, it has the word, it has the word class, and also has the pronunciation. Back here you have the definition, and then you have the example sentence, and you even have synonyms. So this is a nice way for you to learn this, because if you try, for example, the GRE one day, or maybe you try the TOEFL test, the test of English as a foreign language, maybe you try the IELTS, the International English Language Testing System, that's it. You are going to need words, and of course not words isolatedly. I'll show you again. This is the GRE. This is very nice, okay? And this is a way for you to learn words. But remember that words isolatedly, sometimes they do not make much sense, because the words make sense when they are in context. But as you're going to learn words in different ways, my suggestion is that you try to do this kind of thing. This is called word search. Guys, and I don't remember where I got them from, because I get them from so many people. I have friends all over the world, and sometimes when guys come here, or they send them to me, they ship them, and then I receive them here. So it's a nice way. Let me show you here inside. For example, you just need to go word searching. You have, yes, here, the list of words. What you have to do, you just come and see them there. So this is a way for you to learn words. And remember, word after word, you are going to learn a lot of things. I have another example here. This is similar to the other. This is a little bit like this, for instance, okay? So they are not Brazilian magazines, but there are Brazilian magazines that bring you this similar way of learning words. So the traditional way of learning words is when you use the dictionary, and there you are, the dictionary. This is one of my favorite dictionaries. This is the Cambridge International Dictionary of English. Guys, sometimes I tell people that I use it every day. And the idea is that I'm going to show you today how you are going to learn not only words, but also expressions in English. I hope you're ready. I'm going to type some here. And remember, this is your way to English. If you're curious, hold your horses, because I'm going to bring this information to you as soon as possible. Okay? Well, so remember one thing. Let's get to the expressions, because to organize the expressions, we are going to do this in different ways. For example, when you have expressions, we can have expressions using just one word. Or maybe you can get expressions using two words. I'll give you examples, so don't worry. We can get expressions, of course, getting three words. And I'm even going to bring to you some expressions using four words. Okay? So this is something that you guys need to try to get a copybook. Really, I'm saying that seriously. If you don't want to get a copybook because you're so technological, right? No problem. But get your cell phone, get your computer, go to Word, for example, or maybe get some kind of an application when you're using there your cell phone, but you will create a file. And when you get that file, remember that you can get this idea for expressions, and then you add there. And try to add more and more every day. Let me do like this, because then it's going to be easier for us to visualize. For example, I wrote here some expressions that we can use just one word. One of my favorite words is when you say, wow. Okay? So when you see something that you find so amazing, so really interesting, so you can say, wow. And that's great. Another thing that we can use, and that just one word, I'm using exclamation marks to make it like real, let's say interjections. You say, thanks, for example. If you say thanks, remember, it's just one word. When you get to the two words, for example, you can say thank you. But that's a tricky thing, because when you say thanks with S at the end, you say just one word. When you say thank you without S there in thank, you cannot use S because you use you. But then we put that as the two words, for example, expressions with two words. Another one that I like, because sometimes you have that in songs. I remember some songs, and then guys can say, stay. Hey, don't go away, stay. So use that as an imperative idea. So as you use that as an imperative idea, it's something also useful. You can use verbs, lots of verbs, using the verbs in imperative idea. And remember, I'm going to write here only some examples. You go ahead, and then you add more words. Another possibility is that you can say no, or of course yes, like yes, for example. So these are some words that can be used as expressions. They are, like, say, sentences. They are complete ideas in themselves, and you can use them to improve your English. One that I like so much is when you say boy. Another possibility is to say man or man, as you wish. But what is interesting, and that's what I tell guys when I am teaching. English is so fun and funny sometimes, but you can say boy and you can say man, but you cannot say woman and you cannot say girl with the same meaning. You just use the masculine idea. We do not use the other idea. And that's something that is more cultural. And as it gets cultural, it's something that you need to, of course, have into your brain. Okay? But from all these words that I mentioned, I will add another one that Brazilian speakers of English use a lot. They use so much that it seems to be a Portuguese word. The word is okay. We use that a lot. I don't know if you're Brazilian there, but in case you see this video and you are Brazilian, Try to count one day how many times you say the word okay in just a day. All right? So you see here, we have one word that can be used as expression. And in this case, you can say, wow, you can say, thanks, you can say, stay, or no, yes to, boy, or man, and okay. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, only 6 words now. But remember, you can add more words. And that's the problem when we talk about these, especially to learners, to students of English. I don't understand why people know that they can do that. They can do it, but they don't do it. So I hope it's not your case. I hope you take it seriously. Because if you really want to improve your English, if you want to really speak better English day after day, try to do what I'm saying. You have only 6 words. They can be used to, let's say, organize a single sentence. But anyways, add more. If you add other 6, you have 12. And then you use your imagination and add more and more and more and more words. Do that every day. If you do that one extra word every day, you're going to have more than, 300 new words that can be used as sentences, expressions at the end of the year. And I hope you do so. But let's go to the second part. The second part is related to the 2 words. And remember that you're talking about the words and expressions that you're going to be part of your English for life. Well, as I said before, you can say thanks, but of course you can say thank you. I'm using exclamation marks just to make it even more emphatic, right? You put more emphasis as you say. You say thank you, for example. Another way that you guys can use is, for example, when you say, hey, please, help me, right? You can say, come on, help me. Even come on. You can say using come on as another possibility. You just have like 2 words again. And I did include that here on my list. One thing that we had recently, we had Easter. There is one thing that we say a lot, even in English. You say, God, Jesus Christ. You see, another thing we say, holy cow, right? This is something that we use a lot in English. Of course, you can say, holy crap, holy shit. There are other varieties that you can use. But to people, to be more polite, they say, holy cow. They are not going to say, holy shit. Unless, of course, you're talking in a more informal, let's say, environment. You are in family. You are with friends, or you want to express that you are dissatisfied, really. So then say, holy shit. And then, of course, it depends on where you are. Okay? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll add just another one that, of course, I think it's important when you say, good morning, for example. So you see, and let me count again. Let's see if I'm right. I guess I am. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course, 6. You see, I'm trying to add 6 expressions. I used 1 word. Now I'm using 2 words. And remember what I said before. I said try to add other ones. I'm going to say others that I have, but I'm not going to type. I wrote here, take care. I wrote here, my God. And I wrote here, all right, for example. So if you use your memory and also your imagination, your creativity, guys, believe me, you're going to add hundreds and hundreds of expressions to 1 word only, to 2 words or 3 words or 4 words, 4-word expressions that we are going to still see soon. So I'm going to say them again. So we say thank you or thanks. You can say help me, for example. You can say come on or come on. Jesus Christ. You can say holy cow, holy shit, and others as you wish. And of course, you can say good morning. You can say good afternoon, good evening, good night, for example. And please, 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 please. And remember, I'm using just 1 word. Please. I'm saying learn the difference between good evening and good night. There are people that still don't know exactly the difference we have. Well, let's go to the next. The next is about 3 words. And remember, it gets a little bit more complicated as you just go ahead. Okay? So, for example, you can say, let me go. But you can say, let me go, let him go, let her go, let it go, right? Like, hey, come on, man, forget it, let it go. You see, so you can use different, let's say, expressions, but with the same meaning. And what is interesting, when you guys realize that, is that sometimes you use expressions with 3, 4 words most of all. We use them a lot. They have, I'll say it again, 3, 4 words only. And this is something that is really amazing. I introduced myself at the beginning. I said, hey, I am Jerry, for example. So this is something that is an expression. It's a sentence. So you can say, I am Jerry, we are Jerry, and Mill, but then you have more, right? If you add more people, of course, you add more words. So then it's not a good idea. Of course, you can say, I'm Jerry. But you can say also, I'm Jerry, I'm Maria, I'm John, and I'm Juliet. It doesn't matter the name, okay? Another possibility, and that's one I like so much, is when you say, of course, because it has only 2 words, but you can say, of course not, right? Hey, Jerry, you did that again. And then you say, yeah, come on, man. Of course not. I didn't do that. So you can say something like this. Or something similar, you can say, I think so, right? Hey, Jerry, gonna do that? I think so. You can say, I don't think so. But if you say, I don't think so, or I do not think so, you are going to have then 6 words. So then the idea, or 5 words, better saying. So the idea is to have only 3 words to organize a whole statement, a whole sentence, okay? I said I am Jerry, so yes, when you greet someone, you can say, hey, how are you? For instance, you just have 1, 2, 3 words again. And of course, the person can say, I am fine, I am okay, thanks, and whatever. But again, you can answer by using 1, 2, in this case, 3 words. Why 1, 2? You can say, how are you? The guy says, fine. Or, fine, thanks. And that's it. Cool. All right? Cool. Thanks for asking. Guys, it depends on you. You are the person that is going to speak. So you need to choose the words. And as you choose the words, well, then we have different possibilities. Be sure. Okay? Well, another one that I wrote here is one that I use a lot. I say, come on, guy, don't worry. It's no big deal. Or, no big deal. Let me count again because I guess we have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay, Jerry, there you are. 6. You see, again. So then you have 1 word only, 2 words, and now 3 words. And each one of them, I'm using 6 possibilities. 6 multiplied by 3, 18. And then remember, we are going to the 4 word, let's say, sentences. Well, and then we are going to have 24. If you add 6 on your own, we are going to have 48. And if you add 10, for example, and then you're going to have a lot more. So that's the idea. This is just the beginning. I'm just giving you the head start. Now, it depends on you to, skyrocket. Try really to do that every day. It's going to help you a lot. Well, so I'll repeat them so that you are with 3 words. Let me go. I am Jerry, or of course your name. Of course not. I think so. How are you? Or how are you? No big deal. And there it goes. Okay? Then finally, we get to this one that I organized for you. We get to the 4 words. I organized first some questions. Because if you pay attention to the questions, you are going to see that most of them have 4 words. Okay? I use it there, help me. So for example, if you go to a market, to a place, the guys are going to say, may I help you? for example. Okay, so may I help you? This is one. And of course, you can say, yes, please. I'm looking for, and then the conversation goes on. Okay? Well, another one that, of course, it's a question is, where are you from? You get to know the person. You never saw the person before. Let me use like this, just to make it clear that we have one there, and we have another one here. So then you ask the person, oh, Jerry, nice to meet you. Well, you have a different accent. Where are you from? Okay? So where are you from? In English, it's so interesting, right? Because you use the preposition at the end. In Portuguese, we use at the beginning. Well, but this is Portuguese. Well, and then we go to another one. Ah, yes, this is interesting. Let me see here. This. I do not know. Or I don't know. Okay? So, when you are in doubt and you want, of course, just to really get the conversation going on, so you say, man, I do not know. So you give emphasis to that. So then you stress every single word, the way I did, every single word. So you say, I do not know. Guy, I said, I do not know. And then you don't say, I don't know, for example. Okay? Well, in situations like these, remember that I'm trying to select some of the things I have. But for example, when you introduce someone to someone else, you can say, you can say, this is my son, or this is my wife, this is my husband, this is my friend, but of course you do not say the person's name, because then you're going to have 5 words in just one sentence. So when you say, this is my son, this is my daughter, etc., you have 1, 2, 3, 4 words. By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we have more. Oh, so let me put here another question then. I thought I had put 3, but not. So let me get one here. Yeah, one that we ask a lot today because of inflation and stuff like this in Brazil. So you say, okay, I like it, but how much is it? Okay, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? It has 5. So you can use another one, but how much is it? Has only 4. So when you're worried about how much, about the price, then you are going to use this expression, this question, how much is it? Okay, so then you have 3 questions. Yes, 1, 2, 3, and then of course you're going to have 3 affirmative or negative statements, because I do not know. So let's get another one that I like to use when people come and I say, hey, welcome. I put here, welcome to my house. Well, I don't say welcome to my house, but let's say welcome to our school. I think is the way I use more. Or welcome to our association. Man, which one do I use? Oh, let's use one that you may use. Welcome to my house. I think we're going to use this, so let's skip this. I think it's better. Okay? Or as the guys from the Guns N' Roses says, they're welcome to the jungle, right? If you get the lyrics or the title of some songs, you are going to see that the titles of the songs, they have also just 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. Of course, they have more, but let's say generally the titles come only with 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Check it out. Check what I'm saying. Get some song titles and check how many words guys put there. Of course, we have other examples of guys that use a lot of words. I remember, for example, a song by Mike Bolton. Maybe it's not a good example, but anyways, is the one I remember. So the guy says, how am I supposed to live without you? So let me count. How am I supposed to live without you? 8 words. But Jerry, you said 4. The guy used 8. Well, but I'm not the guy. So, well, they can use the number of words they want to. It's their song titles. But what I'm saying is that regularly they use about 4, 3, 2, just 1 word. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you expressions that we can use this way. So here we have the 4 words that can be used as expressions. And as I said before, just one word can be a sentence, or at least a statement, even if it's just, of course, one word. So I'm going to repeat them because we have there, may I help you? The other one, where are you from? And the other one, how much is it? The other, I do not know. Remember to place emphasis. You can say, of course, I don't know, or do know, for example, which is more informal then. This is my son, or this is my daughter, or any other. So it depends on you. This is my family, of course. And the other one, welcome to my house. Welcome to my job. Welcome to my city. Whatever. Or, as I said, just like the Guns N' Roses in their song, Welcome to the Jungle. Okay? But guys, this is something that is very interesting. And sometimes I get really amazed because your way to English is not supposed to be difficult. To be sincere, what I feel that people sometimes have kind of, let's say, difficulty in understanding is that the use of language, let's say your command of the language, depends on you. It doesn't depend on other people. You are the one that is responsible for what you say and what you write. I say and write because they are the more active aspect of the language. Remember that when you are listening and when you are reading, it's usually something that is more passive, or it's usually passive. So it's not something that you are creating. You are creating, let's say, meaning. You need to understand that. But it's not something that you have to perform. You have to do. You read, yeah, but you didn't write. Somebody else wrote, and you are just reading now, especially if it's a novel, if it's a book. Now, if you're not speaking, but you're just listening, so it means that another person is speaking, and you're just listening. That's why it's so useful what I'm showing here to you, because this is the more productive way for you to learn the language. So many people ask me, and of course may ask other teachers, other, let's say, researchers, other guys that are interested in the language, but how do I improve my English? Well, I'm showing you now. Do it. And sometimes people say something like, but it's so simple. Is it going to help me? But guys, if you don't learn the simple things, how are you going to learn the difficult things or the medium things? So you need to learn what is easy. Because sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes I realize that the biggest problem people have is to remember the simple things. Sometimes they remember something very difficult, something they are going to use, as I like to say, once in a lifetime. But then something that they use every day, they kind of forget. And the idea is that you try not to forget. That's why it's called English for Life, words and expressions. Because that's exactly what I want you to realize, that if you learn one by one, little by little, you're going to discover your way to English. Remember that this is a kind of a project. These are your way to English, and see, your way to English. Only 4 words. So don't worry about those very long expressions. What you need to worry is about the small ones, the short ones, that sometimes you do not memorize, you do not use. And this is something that you have to do. Really. Do not ignore them. Use them every day, because you do. You do that in Portuguese, and of course you're going to do that in English. Getting to the end, remember that today I am here to talk to you about the English for Life. I placed emphasis to the very use of words that, being added to all the words, we form expressions, sometimes even sentences. Remember that they can be longer. What I did was just to really shorten them, summarize them, so then you could understand exactly what I mean. If you got interested in this, Jerry, what is this, your way to English? Well, get in touch with me. It's almost ready, and you're going to see the way it works. Then we got to get into the review to the expressions. Remember that what I showed you was this, that you can get only one word to be a kind of expression. So you can say, wow, you can say thanks, you can say stay, you can say no, you can say boy, and you can say okay, for instance. Then I showed you that you can also use two words, and you're using English, you're speaking English. See how marvelous that is. You're speaking English. When you say thank you, and when you say help me, come on, come help me, and come on, Jesus Christ, you use that in a bad way, all right? Holy cow, man, this is so great when you say holy cow. I prefer to say holy shit, I'll be sincere. And of course, good morning and the other ones, okay? Now getting to the other, using three words. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, so simple, like this. Let me go, I am Jerry, I'm John, I'm Victor, and so on. Of course not. I think so. How are you? Remember that it's a question. For example, let me say this to you. If you say, hey, how are you doing? If you say, how are you doing? And then you have 4 words. You see, this is the idea. Add more. And then, of course, no big deal. Like this. Ah, come on, man, don't worry. No big deal. And then we get to the 4 words. And remember what I said. Lots of questions are like this. Like this ones. May I help you? Where are you from? How much is it? They have only 4 words. Remember? You speak in English. That's what you said you want to do. And then we got to I do not know. That you can also say I don't know. This is my son, my family, whatever. And welcome to my house, or welcome to the jungle. Okay? Remember that you can use this to improve your English more and more each day. Remember that you can do word search. Let me show you again this. You can do word search. Remember that you can use dictionaries, for God's sake. You can use dictionaries. This is your best friend. And you can prepare yourself to the GRE, to the TOEFL, to the IELTS, and so many other international standardized tests that people can take anywhere in the world. Okay, guys? Well, I'm getting to the end. I'd like to say thank you and remind you of this. Remember that when you guys get interested, you can leave comments, you can like it, you can share it, and you can, of course, get in touch with me. So that's what I'm telling you now. If you like this, try to do all these things and follow me. Follow me in my social networks. Remember that you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, and you can find me in person in case you want to. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys soon, and bye-bye.